So this was supposed to be a live stream, but apparently I can't, although that's a bit bright, isn't it? But if I do one lower, I'd say it's a bit dark. That's a bit bright. I probably need an extra. What I probably need to do is get another light, so I've got one on each side. Right, we'll leave it at that for now, because I need waking up. So this isn't going to be a live stream, because Twitch won't work for whatever reason. So in the last live stream, I was struggling to get these to play well responsively. I wouldn't say it's perfect, like for example there, but overall, let's do iPad. Yeah, iPad's bad, so I might have to look at that at some point. Phones, like smaller devices, like phones, look nice. If I'm honest, I can't quite remember to find VS Code. What I did to fix that. Right, I'll just bring VS Code across. It's so long since and I would look at the changes, but I didn't push it, so it's not obvious what I did between the two streams. Combination of using flex wrap and then giving the various elements a basis. I put the heading and the paragraphs inside their own div, and the buttons at the end. That way we get this effect where it goes underneath. That'll be full width, and then eventually, once there's enough space, it goes to the right. There's a part of me thinking that I probably should have used grid. I might go back and do that at some point, but we'll see. The only other thing I did was within originally this, where I got the code from, it was blue, and we're not using blue, so I switched it to red, and there we go. Same, so just change that to red. So I'll add those two and do conventional commits, which is a VS Code plugin. We'll call it a refactor marginally, and we'll do style. So changing prop to red. Well, I'm sure I'll know what that means in weeks to come. And then this one, I'll just call it a feature. I won't say it's finished, but by a long way. And we'll do feature, add races list view, or initial list view. I'll tell you what, let's make sure I push that so that it's sort of backed up. And we can exit out of there. Now, I've been looking at outlets in Remix. So I'll bring this across. Where's it gone? Okay, tell you what, let's just go and find it. So in Remix, there is nested roots. And essentially, any child root or nested root will have the layout of its parent. So what I'm thinking is, at the moment, I've got these various roots, and I'm repeating the header, the footer, and I don't think I need to do that. If I'm right, what I can do for starters is go to the index and import outlet. So what I'll do is I'll close that sidebar, and so I'll have to keep switching between screens or swiping between applications. Let's do that. So, oops, I have no idea what I did there. So this is the index page, and so I'll just try importing outlet and see if it will. Oops, yeah, so that's, now I think if I put outlet here, and I don't think I need the min height anymore. Okay, let's bring this lot across. Right, so obviously no changes on that page. Right, it's got to go. I'll be right back. Right, my partner came back, so I thought I'd better go and say hello. Right, so that doesn't seem to have made any change. What I'm thinking should happen is I can go into races and remove, I suppose, everything from main and above. Although actually I probably don't want to go that low, do I? So actually, let's... Oh yeah, because index is also got an arrow. All I really want is footer and header. But if you take those out, how does it work for the index page? Oh, I need to put in roots. Okay. So, right, let's bring that across and get rid of those two. Right, okay. So we can clean this up and make it a bit less repetitive. First off, let's get the header and the footer. And put those in the roots. I like to do like third-party imports first, and then any of my imports afterwards. So we can add header, if I can type, and we'll put footer there. Remove those, I bet it's broken at the moment. And that means we should... Okay, yeah, that's fine. That looks good. I removed the height on main, which is why there's no space there. But that's okay, it doesn't really matter. And then go to races and do the same thing. I've never used nested layout, so actually this is pretty cool. I wish I had now. Right, we don't need the header. We don't really need this div, so what I'll do is I'll turn it into a fragment and also get rid of footer. But before I do that, let's go to races. Did I link that up? Nope. Go to races, so it's all a bit... Ooh, let's get... But if I go and save it, cool. Now, what I'd like to do is be able to switch between grid, which is this one that's commented out at the moment, and the list. Using a couple of icons. I think using Remix's concept of routing, it might be quite nice to add a directory for races, and then we'll add an index. And basically take everything in this one and put it in that one, and then get rid of this one. I believe that means we should still have it. Yep. Now I think we should default to grid, but the question is, do I make sure grid's got a URL, or should I default to grid but then have a new URL with list on the end which shows you the list one? We'll do that initially. So that's the grid view. It's probably better if I do this. Yeah. I probably should change the border colour actually, because what I've done on the list is it's grey and it changes on other. And I'll add the animation as well. But firstly, let's take all this out. So it will default to grid, and there is no list one in there now. And we'll do control new and save that as, are we inside races? Yep. So we'll do that as list.tsx. Is it export? Right, it's a default one. So let's change that name as well. So it's me. And I'll do export default function races list. Actually, I just call it list since we're inside races anyway. And then return this, but we need to bring some imports in. So, okay, we don't need any of those now. If we need those, and we need that events array. In fact, what we'll do in a minute. So that seems to work. Now, if I go to the list, will that show? And it won't, because we need that import. Where was button? Was used. Why is it not in here though? I see. I got rid of it. But we haven't got the hero. So I wonder if I can put an outlet in here. Which I know that will work. I'm going to turn that down one because I'm looking far too shiny. There, that's better. I really thought that would have brought the arrow in as well. I'm slightly surprised it doesn't. Oh. Pretty certain that should work. Right, let's save a grid one. No, apparently not. Okay, what am I missing? Okay, so do I need to make this? Right, I'm not sure what index. Oh, okay, I suppose I could default it to the grid one in this scenario, but let's. Okay, nice. So, what happens when I go to. Oops. Go to races. And that's because index has got all that stuff in. Which. Oh, that's amazing. Right, so. I don't need. I mean. can have the subpage arrow in either races or index. But index is superfluous in this scenario. Do I need index? Right, what happens if I get rid of index? Let's copy that. And oh no, that's the wrong index. I want to do the one inside there. Because in my scenario, I don't actually, well, I can have index if I want to default to one of these layouts, I suppose. But yeah, so races hasn't got one, but if I go to grid, I get the grid. If I go to list, I get the list. So let's rename grid. And then that way, if you go to races, do it from the navigation, you get the grid one. And in a minute, I'm going to add an icon to switch to list. Right, arrow icon time. So we want to do this in I suppose this is why actually see, I wonder if you have a default chart, because at the moment, I think if I put the icon in here, which I'm going to do, it's going to need a fragment. And for now, I'll just do a, not that, div with and then this one can be, I think it has to be link. Yep, from Remix router, and then so is it 2? And I will just put list. I have no idea if that will work. And then we'll do list. And we duplicate that and put grid. I doubt that will work, but you know. Yeah, you see, so now this has gone because index has no outlet. So what I want is to cut that for a minute, and we'll do outlet. Cool, it's automatically imported that for me. So there's races. But it's doing it again. I'm still confused by that. My understanding is correct. This one, anything inside races will be rendered, because that's the root. Index is like the... Oh no, I need to just put it in there, don't I? So... I can possibly have them as the right name then. Right, I need to bring link in though, don't I? I've also just got rid of the grid, but there we go, don't worry about that, we can do it. We can sort that out. Right, that's okay. So, grid. No, because it's not found. Alright, before I do that, let's go back. And rename that to grid. And we'll call that grid. I can get rid of that. And the closing fragment at the bottom. Right, so inside races, I need to change that to races grid. Likewise, races list. That a bit bigger. Nice. So we're getting closer. Right. Before I fix the position of these and an icon, I'm just going to fill up my drink. So at the moment that's right up there, which obviously isn't ideal. And actually there's a bit of a difference between these two in terms of padding spacing. It probably makes sense, although let's move this margin, what was that? Margin? Oh my word. Margin. Still doesn't sound right. The MX Auto and the max width and the padding. So actually, yeah, basically I think I need to make sure that all it's got on the list is the grid. And likewise on the grid, it's just got the grid. The rest should be determined by the parent. So actually let's just get rid of padding 20. The rest is okay. Right, that's fine. Likewise on list, get rid of the, I like the fact I've used margin on one and padding on the other. Nice. What I'm going to do on this one though is I'm going to copy this, and that's on list. So yep, that looks better. Well, it doesn't look better, but alright, let's get rid of this on title. We don't need any more. And I think we're safe to put it on the main. So it's class name because it's React, and apparently they can't handle just calling it class. So that's already better because I like the fact that it's consistent between the two. I'm going to use arrow icons. That's the old one. I think it's .com for the new version. There we go. So grid. Don't know. What's that's okay, but I don't love it. Now that's, well, it looks like an hamburger menu there, doesn't it? Right, let's do bars 4. I think somewhere I already import arrow icons, so let's just check the syntax. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. So let's copy that line and go back to races. And I'm going to put bars 4. So let's try this. Okay, that's slightly confusing. I was expecting something to happen. And considering Nope, that gives no indication of what it's called. Right, we don't need these two open at the moment, so let's close those. Okay, did I just name it wrong? Oh, of course, icon. It's got icon. There. So we also need to change that to icon. And refresh. Not bad. I think we'll make it a bit bigger. That's better. And then, what's a good icon for a grid? Essentially I want that, but without the bows. Ooh, close. Oh. Ah, there we go. Squares. Is there a better one than that? No, so it's... I reckon squares 2x2 icon. Could be. Oh. Let's replace that with squares. Oh. Oops. Put it. Right. Let's cut that and put it in the right place would help. So close. Right, then let's add some space in. So we'll do margin Y, not X, of 10. Oh no, I keep using like 4 8s and stuff. Don't I? Let's do 8, and we'll do flex and justify end. But I do want them to go underneath each other, so let's do class name equals flex. Perfect. And space X. That'll do. And what I think we probably should do is, whichever one's not active, is reduce the opacity. I think the NY is just a little bit big below, so do empty 8, but a margin bottom of only 4. Yeah, that's better. So let's just test this theory. So We're currently on the list, so if we was to put an opacity of 50, $25. Yep. I do wonder if we make the active one red, but this might not work, so I'm not sure if moving icons it's text red. I'll do text red 700. Yeah, I mean it makes a bit of a difference. I mean the question is that too much, because that's okay. Because what you don't want is to make it so, got to think about people that accessibility, can't make it so light that actually somebody can't see it. Yeah, like that. Actually better. Let's put text red at the top. Yeah, alright. I can't decide. That potentially could be too light. Is it too much red? Should I stick with grey? And let's remove this one. And make it grey. Yeah, I think I probably prefer grey. Questionable whether the grid one is too light. And what I don't know is how I know which is active. Is there a remix way? Do I need to use states? Or I have no idea. So, right. See, it's not a dynamic root parameter. Or at least I don't think it is. I mean, actually, am I being too remix here? I'm thinking like, actually, can I just use the location API? And let's search for path name. I just want the path name. Good old console log. Let's just do location dot path name. Will that break? Yes, because it's on the server and location is a client-side API. No, that's not right. I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna try and see if there is any params. I don't think there is, but we can try it anyway. Well, it didn't break, so let's go to console. But it is empty, as I suspected, because it's not a dynamic route. I feel like I'm missing something here. I know I can use, I probably can just use a user fact and then do location, path name, and then when that's available, do what I need to do in here. But I was hoping there'd be some way of doing it on the server. Let's try it out. Sounds like what I want to do. Oh, no. Oh, this is Remix Router though. Although, in all fairness, it's a very old poster. Right, I don't trust something from 2014. How old's this one? 2015? Right. Remix get path name. Let's do it for the past year, because quite clearly we're getting some... Yeah, that'll do. Ah. Is there still a use route match? Is that a... Interesting. That's only 2 days ago. Although it is Remix Router, but most of the functionality, well, all of it crosses over. Okay, that's all good. Interesting. So essentially, I'm not sure how. What I want to know is which of these path names we're on. But as far as I can tell, it doesn't seem obvious. Is this still use matches? Okay, let's get rid of that. And oh, there is a use matches. Okay. Although it's a little bit awkward because I'm kind of pass. I mean, it'd be nice if it was just not an array, it was an object, because it would make it far easier. Just so, but I suppose I can do use path name. We'll pass it the matches array. Don't have to pass anything, because we will move that into our hook. And do const path name equals use path name. I mean, maybe in the future I would expand this to decide what you want to send and what you want to match. So actually, I'll send it a match. Or do I send it a path name? I'll send it a path name. And do matches find maybe. So match.path name. Not really include, is it? There's a couple of ways. A couple of ways I see of doing this is I can potentially add a function in here, but I don't know. I want the final path name. No, I need the toilet, so I'm going to think about this, and I'll be back in a moment. Right, I'm not going to spend too much longer on this because this feels overly complicated for somewhere. I just want to say, if the path is list, then make this the active one. otherwise make this the active one. And if this navigation was in a child, that'd be slightly more straightforward. But as it's in the parent, I don't know if they're on the grid or list. Okay. Is that in the docs? Have a look. It certainly is. Perfect. So I want path name. So instead of just getting everything from the object, let's destructure that. Okay, did I just miss something there? Oh, I see. And let's change that to a lowercase. Cool. Right, so path name dot includes, which are we on grid? Grid. Well, it hasn't broken it, so let's go to grid, and grid is certainly less. So which way around should we do this? Because we want the inverse of that. So if path name includes grid, should we default to I might change this, but so we're currently on grid, so that's the wrong way around. It includes I'm slightly confused because they both can't include grid or list, can they? Because obviously it can only be one or the other. So it's currently grid. Why is that still? Oh, because by default it is opacity 100. So it is basically the opposite. So if it includes list, do it at 10. Otherwise, it's the active one. It's under already, by default, it's 100%. So there you go, we're currently on grid. We need to switch to list. And also, if we do hover, mouse, no, cursor pointer. I'm going to copy that and put it on the one above. Actually, we can also do cursor, hover, cursor, disabled. That now looks like the wrong way around, so we're on grid. Are they just the wrong way around? Okay, my brain's fried, so. I suppose what we should do is if it's not allowed. So they're the wrong way around. Okay, right. So not allowed, and pointer. Again, not allowed, and pointer. Eventually, I mean you can still click on it, but it's not going to do anything. And then that one, yes. Okay, obviously clearly very tired, so I'm going to leave it there.